morning. I've got my coffee for the day and I thought I would do a little sit down video and chat with you about getting motivated to draw and be creative and like how to find inspiration to do that, especially if you have a 9 to 5 full-time job. It's definitely a lot harder. I've definitely noticed that since I got a full-time job. So there are definitely ways that I have found that definitely help like motivate you. So we're going to go through a couple of those today. So grab your favourite coffee. Hopefully this video inspires you to draw. So the first thing is don't put too much pressure on yourself. Don't set out to like create a full piece of illustration, like a whole scene or a whole full character with the colours and shadows and everything, because that's quite a lot to do. It takes a long time and there's a lot more thought that has to go into the process, and I just feel like that can sometimes hold you back from actually starting because you kind of get a little bit overwhelmed of the end product and it puts a bit too much pressure on you to get something finished. So I've definitely learned to not do that all the time and to just appreciate that small sketches are still being creative and it's fine to do something small. And also you don't have to spend like really long on an illustration. You can like just do like 10 minutes or 5 minutes, and like you could be working on a full piece illustration for like a whole week and you could just do a little bit every day. But yeah, I would set like little timers on your phone and like challenge yourself to like sit down and just draw just for like 5 or 10 minutes, whatever amount of time you have. Just to remember, you've always got time. If you really enjoy drawing and being creative, you will make time. I'm sure everyone has like even 2 minutes. Like you're probably scrolling on your phone for at least 5 minutes or longer, and is that really important? Like you could just doodle as well, like at least you're doing something. Just fill a page on Procreate or a sketchbook of just little doodles that come to mind. Just don't overthink it and just have fun. So yeah, try not to put too much pressure on yourself to always have to do amazing, perfect illustrations. The next thing is romanticize your area where you draw. Like set up your area to feel cozy and inspiring. Make sure you've got a good playlist, whatever gets you in the mood. So like you could light a candle. So for this video I've lit 2 candles because I really wanted to set like a cozy vibe. Ensure like your space is clean. For me, like that's a really big thing. Like I feel much more inspired to do something when I'm in a clean and tidy space. So always do a quick clean before you start. Also surround yourself with things that inspire you and that make you happy, like little plants, art supplies. If you work on like Procreate and you have like a little tablet stand, get a really nice cute one that you really enjoy. But yeah, and then put on a playlist that inspires you to draw, that gets you in the mood. But all these things, they really do help, because when I've just gone to draw something without setting anything up beforehand and just thought I'll just get straight into the drawing, I've actually found it harder to do the thing. My mindset kind of wasn't fully in it because as I hadn't set that up prior to starting, I just kind of, yeah, I don't know, I just found it like, I've definitely noticed the difference. Some people find that they get more inspired if they go and draw somewhere outside, like taking your sketchbook to the beach or to a place where there's loads of plants and just sitting outside in nature. Like that can sometimes really inspire people as well to like, because it's like, again, it's like the whole surroundings that you're in and the vibe that is happening whilst you're drawing. And like you could have music on your headphones or listening to a podcast whilst you draw. I always love making a coffee when I start drawing. I don't know why, I just feel like every time I have a video I'm always with my coffee. I found another thing is creativity doesn't always just happen or just comes to you naturally. Sometimes you have to force it a little bit. Because I've noticed it's like the gym. You don't always feel like going until you're there, and then you realise that this was a good idea to go, you get into it and you really enjoy the fact that you actually went and stuff like that, and it's good for you. It's like the same with drawing. Like sometimes I don't always feel like drawing until I start a drawing, and then I get into it and I can get really into the zone. And what I've noticed with myself is back in the day I used to draw like every single day, and I was like always surrounding myself with art because I didn't actually have a full-time job back then. I had more time to create, and so I was surrounding myself with it all the time, which was making me create more and makes me inspired to draw a lot more. So it was a lot easier. So since having this full-time job, I've noticed that where my mind is so occupied with work and the gym and stuff like that, and so when I come back home I'm not always creative because my head is just not surrounding myself with being creative. So it does make it harder. So I feel like when you have a full-time job, you have to force yourself a little bit more, push yourself to just start something, and once you've started, you'll be okay. Like, you'll get into the zone. You just have to have a bit of willpower and just know that if this is really what you want to do, you have to try and include it into your daily life a little bit more, so it doesn't become so hard to actually do. So like going to the gym or like brushing your teeth, make it like, try and fit it somewhere into your routine that it's going to be a little bit more easier to fall into that creative mindset. Like just a 10-minute sketch, like try and do that, I don't know, every time you sit down with a coffee, just set a timer and do like a 5-minute sketch or something, and make that a habit so it starts to become easier for you going forward. Talking of surrounding yourself with like being creative, I would follow artists, a lot of them, on Instagram or your social media that you're on, because when you go on there, you'll see different people being creative and drawing, which will hopefully inspire you a little bit. Because sometimes when you look at other people doing a creative thing, it makes you kind of want to do it too. Sparks that creativity, I think. Watching people draw or like creating a cozy workspace, I don't know about you, but when I watch people do that kind of thing, it suddenly kicks in this inspiration of like, oh my god, I really want to do that now. Surrounding yourself with that daily, if you're going to go on social media daily, the more artists that you follow, the more of that will pop up, and so the more your head will sort of be in that world a lot more, so it makes it easier to have that art stuff like at the forefront of your mind, which makes it then easier to create stuff. Try and stay in your own lane. Like, you can look at people for inspiration and stuff, but try not to let them make you feel like you need to compare your art to them and to like where they are in their journey. And everybody's different, everyone's art's different. One thing that always helps me stay in my own lane is to look back at your own journey and just remember how far you've come, and compare like your art now to your art like 3 years ago or something, because it definitely would have changed. And also looking back at my journey and what I was doing, like especially because I do my YouTube videos, I love looking back at my old like videos, because it reminds me of a place I was in, and knowing that that was me and that's what I was doing, and like I'm already in that creative space. I look at my space again and I'm like, wow, my space actually looked quite nice, or that drawing was actually quite good. Why was I thinking that wasn't very good like at the time? You look back and it almost sees it like from an outside perspective, so it inspires you again to like know that you can get back there because that was you. I don't know, for me I feel that's a really big one actually, to always like have these moments where you look back, compare yourself to yourself, because like you're your only biggest motivation, I feel. Another thing is to just draw what you love as well. Try not to feel like you need to fit into some kind of category. Like sometimes you might feel like your art doesn't fit anywhere, but just keep going, keep drawing what you love. Being creative and drawing should be fun, and it should be something that brings you joy. But over time, I've definitely noticed how much I love drawing people, and portraits and fashion girls are my go-to. But yeah, because as you grow, if you're drawing things that you don't really want to draw, people might start wanting commissions from you or like these certain illustrations, and so you might start getting like requests for these things that you don't even want to draw. So it's best to just stick with what you love, otherwise you're going to go down a route and get stuck in drawing a certain thing, and then it'll be harder to like pull back from it, you know? Just always remind yourself why you started. Like, remember at the start of your journey and that feeling you had, and the reason that you've always wanted to keep creating art. Sometimes it's going to feel harder than other days, and sometimes you just might not even feel creative. And try and listen to your body as well. Like, don't force yourself to just be creative if you really don't feel it. You don't always have to be on it all the time. And maybe you realise that maybe art isn't actually for you, and that's why you're really struggling to draw stuff. But yeah, sometimes you can just go through phases and just allow those to pass and then pick it back up again. Just try and keep yourself like consistent enough. Like even if you just draw or sketch a little bit for like once a week or something, it's better than nothing. If you feel like I've missed anything, please leave it in the comments so we can all like help each other feel motivated. Now your next step is to go and draw something. And if you do, and you've got inspired by this video and you do sketch something, please tag me on Instagram because I'd really love to see it. But yeah, thank you so much for being here today and watching this video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!